Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother and Dad, Love Ruth, John, and Mark. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Parents, 1954, Part 88. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, May 17th, 1954. Dear Mother, good to get your letter today, and you'll understand why I've been lax in writing lately. You were so right in saying that we were doing too much here, but it's like quicksand. So easy to get into doing things and so hard to get out. We're trying, but things have really piled up, and I'm beat, dead, tired, exhausted, and pooped out. Just a couple of weeks ago I was feeling so good, but have just overdone. A week ago Saturday, I had a doctor's appointment. He said, "The baby has a good, strong heartbeat, is a good size, is in good position, head down in pelvic area, and is all ready to come any time." I certainly hope the baby doesn't come until the due date, June 24th. Where did you get the 27th? I don't think it will. Well, we went to 5 wallpaper stores and 3 department stores that day, which was tiring, and the church coffee hour Sunday really fixed me. I'm going to have to say no to any more church work. As long as you're willing, they just pile it on. I had lots of help lined up, but most of it faded out. 2 were out of town and 1 girl left early, and Hannah, our neighbor at the back, and I, both pregnant, were left with most of it. We stood for 3 hours and had a tremendous crowd. Ran out of coffee, and 22 dozen cookies we'd made and had donated to vanished like magic. When I got home, I could scarcely walk and was awake all night with cramps. So I really learned my lesson. All the dishes and cleaning up too. I said no to making a cake for the church smorgasbord. I said no to teaching or substituting at Sunday school. I said no to making cookies for the church tea for delinquent girls. I said no to going to either affair. I said no to making cookies or prizes for the church bridge. However, I did call a list of names for the bridge and another list for the church dinner, and we're going to both, and I'm going to get helpers for the cerebral palsy drive, although I don't plan to canvass myself. Being tired out set me back in my cleaning and cooking, and so I was in a stew just before John's folks came Sunday, and I was so mean to John. Then after they left last night, I got hysterical and really felt sorry today. So I've made a mess of it all and hope to go to sleep now and relax. John's mother just called and said she hoped John and I would try to relax a little. Last Thursday I went to a luncheon at the Elyria Country Club, very lush. Cocktails, fruit salad, soup, turkey, ham, asparagus, pecan sundae, and camellia corsages and style show. Our Bay Village Junior Women's Club. Thursday night we went and bought the beige rugs for upstairs. Friday night we chose the beige paint for the walls. Saturday I had a tooth filled with Novocaine, and Mark had his hair cut. He was good. He said, "Bye-bye," at first, and "all gone," whenever the barber stopped. Then we got a Pioneer Scenic wallpaper for the end walls upstairs. And Saturday night, Lenny and Joan came over, and John and Lenny weeded and mowed the yard and painted the whole upstairs first coat. John had done the woodwork last week. I waxed the floors and ironed and cleaned the stove. Sunday we skipped Sunday school as there is a terrible measles epidemic. 2 have died. They've had little measles for years, and few children under 6 have had it, so that it's hitting hard. The shots are only good for 2 weeks. The boy next door has it, and a 105-degree temperature, and a little girl at the end of the street was in an oxygen tent for a week with it, and the pneumonia she got from it. So I'm trying to keep Mark away. His new sentence is, "What's that?" he says, "There it is," and John thinks his "Oh dear" is the cutest of all. We took John's folks to see the new hearing and speech center yesterday, saw Miss Bender, and the new nursery is a dream. They could hardly drag Mark and Mommy out of it. Would love to have one downstairs just like it for Mark and June. We're considering Joan Ruth or June Ruth. Mark likes June, he says. Mrs. Ray is getting a lovely christening outfit for the baby, and they're giving the new baby $50. They gave John $15 for his birthday. We're putting it towards evergreens for the front yard, I think. The landscaping will be about $80, I guess. So for our anniversaries, we've decided to give each other bushes. John was very pleased with the money for the cigars, his greatest luxury, and he really enjoys them, so thanks. Mrs. Ray made a lovely fudge cake with caramel icing and 30 candles. When John blew them out, Mark was very impressed and is still blowing. John's art show won first prize in the state for outstanding work, and he's been made chairman of the month. Good. His team are trying to stay in first place bowling tonight, the last night. Hope they're the winners. My last bridge is tomorrow. Then we each have a party next week. I finished washing all my windows and frames, all rugs that wash and washed, and ironed the bedspread and curtains. Also cleaned some closets and cleaned my oven. I want to finish the woodwork in closets. Also, I washed and waxed all the floors. I suppose by the time the baby comes, the house will be all dirty again. John has the yard looking really nice now. The Rays thought Cleveland looked like California with so many flowers, flowering trees, and new shopping centers. Very modern. I'm thinking seriously of a fence. It's a shame to cut up the backyards by fences, and Mark is good, but I'm afraid when the baby comes that I'll worry when he's outside alone. It might give me peace of mind. I also want to get his sandbox painted and sand and toys for it. Boy, I can think of more things to give John to do, poor guy. Mrs. Ray gave me a lovely pair of stockings, washcloths for the baby, and 2 color enlargements that I'll send to you to look at and return. They also brought Mark a cute little chair that he carries everywhere with him. Then he sits on it and loves his baby. Mrs. Ray thinks he's really beautiful. We feel that we're sure lucky. I must say good night. Love, John, Ruth, and Mark. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, May 6, 1954, 4 o'clock p.m. Dear Mother, Hi. Just another quick note while Mark naps, as we thought you'd enjoy seeing the snaps. Lord Ray. We entered Mark in a baby contest, and these were the winners in his toddler division. He didn't rate a cup or king or prince title, but at least rated out of the 700 entries. They judged on beauty, health, and popularity. He got 100% on health, and the popularity was the gimmick. The number of tickets sold and credited to him. Of course, we only bought 2 and wondered later if we'd bought or sold more if he'd been a prince or king, as we thought he was cuter than a lot. However, we're his mommy and poppy, so prejudiced, and learned a lesson. Never again. I don't look too bad for over 7 months pregnant, do I? Mark is sure growing up fast, though, don't you think? I washed and ironed the baby clothes today. Think if I made something pink it would jinx us? Think we'll have a girl, though. Also washed the bedroom windows and curtains and the living room tomorrow. We go to the doctor Saturday. John signed up for the YMCA drive and blood drive and starts on the upstairs tonight. That boy never lets up. Don't know if your Mother's Day is Sunday or not, as here, but hope you have a nice day whenever it is. Love, John, Ruth, and Mark. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, May 19th, 1954. Dear Mother, We'd just determined to relax and get more rest the night I wrote you, only to have Mark awaken screaming at 2 a.m. I brought him into our room and he threw up all over the bed and was up the rest of the night crying with pain at about 15-minute intervals and throwing up. Naturally, we got little or no sleep and took turns rocking him. He eventually fell asleep exhausted about 6:30 and slept until noon. That day, yesterday, he seemed okay except for a low fever. The doctor prescribed ginger ale, later juice and jello, and he's fine again. Have no idea what it was. Maybe a flu bug, or he may have eaten something outdoors, as he's always popping old acorns and things into his mouth. Being without sleep made my last bridge game like being drunk. I couldn't do anything right and ended up with the Bobby, 300 points. What a way to end the season. At least I did it right and won 25 cents. One whole round I got 0 and was once set 4, doubled and vulnerable, minus 1,100 points. They got and the girl got first prize, the only time she'd won, so she was thrilled. John came home with the official notification of his art show state first prize, and he'll be chairman of the month tomorrow night. And his bowling team won first place. He's captain and anchorman and will get a trophy and money, so he's holding up our family honor. I made a pink and white angel cake with marshmallow pink icing, and we had it with strawberries for his birthday. Now he's painting some more. Poor Marnie. A fine couple who want kitties can't, and some who don't want them seem to have them. A girl down the street cried every day for 2 months when she was expecting her 4th. She's Catholic. We're very lucky to have what we want. I believe I'm changing back to Dr. Taylor. I talked to him today and think it will be worth the trip. It will take an hour and 15 minutes to go to St. Luke's, but have more confidence in Dr. Taylor, and John will be able to be with me during labor, whereas here they don't let the husbands in, and it's a lonely job alone. It was wonderful to talk to him. He remembered how much Mark weighed, all about my coccyx bone, and really said more than Dr. Richards has in 6 months. I will let you know more. Dick Stevens and his secretary bought John a lighter, his 4th, and a nice tie, and took him out for a drink. Mark got his daddy a nylon sport shirt in blue, just like Mark's. I'm having a hard time getting helpers for the cerebral palsy drive. The people that give and help are always the same ones, it seems, and the others just won't. John is working on the blood drive Saturday. I must say good night before my dark circles are permanent bags. Good night. Love, Ruth. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, May 30th, 1954. Dear Mother and Dad, it's 11 p.m. and a big day behind us, but I knew you'd be wondering if I don't write. We've been having our usually busy time in spite of our hopes that things would let up somewhat. The express parcel arrived Thursday morning, and a couple of hours later, your letter, then the baby's sweater set, so all in very good time. The outfit is so nice, but I was sorry that you had to spend so much on the big parcel. Expensive junk I collect. Actually, I hadn't thought that you'd mail it, unless you plan to move, as I don't need it. John said you were probably happy to get rid of it. Sometime, though, I would like one of those photos of me when I was 3. Anyway, thanks for all your trouble. Mark's already enjoying some of the books. Honestly, he really surprises us as he tries to say just about everything now. He's always asking, "What's that?" and tries to repeat whatever we answer. He talks so fast. "Where'd it go? Where'd Daddy go? Go bye-bye. There it is. Oh dear," and comments on everything around him. Airplanes, birds, trains, red lights, green lights at intersections. John told him his little penis was a pecker, and in the doctor's office, Mark grabbed at his crotch and said, "Pecker," so I guess we'll have to watch what we tell him. And active. He's running circles around us most of the time and is really a healthy-looking specimen. His upset that night was probably something he ate outdoors, as I am always fishing strange objects out of his mouth, from bird lime to old sponges and manure. What an appetite! We say we're not Mommy and Daddy, but Cookie and Bye-Bye, as that's the first word to each of us in the morning. Today John gave him some flowers and told him to take them to Mommy, and he came to the door and brought them to me. I was so thrilled. We sure are lucky. Well, it certainly was a big trip for you to go across the line, and awfully good of you to go to the trouble of packing and mailing my things. I must write to Grandma and thank her for the lovely little set. No, I don't need blankets, I hope. We have the pale yellow satin-bound one on the crib from Bruce and Jer, and the white one you sent for the carriage in winter, and we hope to have Mark in a regular bed. Actually, we need more things for Mark and his bed than for the baby, as he's growing so fast. Although I do want to get a big pillow for the carriage, a dozen knit to fit diapers, and I'd like one of the screened-in kitty coops. However, a little suit for a boy or dresses for a girl would always be nice. Mrs. Ray is trying to rustle up some bedding for Mark's new bed. Wish I'd kept those twin contour sheets now. We've ordered twin blonde ranch oak beds for upstairs, on sale for $80, and a spring-in mattress for $80. Expensive, but we're so broke now it doesn't make any difference. John spent 12 hours last Sunday painting, and we spent 3 evenings wallpapering the end walls with a Pioneer wallpaper, and today we put down the floor paper and cut and put down the rugs, and tonight John is nailing the carpeting on the stairs. It's sure been a big job, and we hope to get Mark moved up there next week. Hope it works. We think it looks very nice now to get drapes and bedspreads. The other spring and mattress will have to wait a while now. We went to the church dinner last Saturday and played bridge. John got high men's and won a book. He got a lovely trophy for his bowling and $15, and had a 14-man committee meeting Wednesday for his art show for the fall, of which he is chairman. I went to our church women's club dessert bridge Thursday. I was helping with ticket sales and sold 10 myself. All the gals I took said they enjoyed it so much they'd like to buy tickets from me for next year's. It was very lovely. 35 tables at Hallie's Westgate Lounge, a department store near here. There were 5 door and 2 table prizes awarded, the 8 at my tables, and I didn't get one. I had my hair cut shorter than I ever have. Everyone likes it, and I've had 2 fillings, all finished up now, both with Novocaine. I'm glad it's over. Next Saturday, one of the girls from Bridge has invited John and me over. She's having 2 tables. Sunday is John's confirmation. Tuesday, my Bridge chicken dinner. Thursday, the Junior Chamber of Commerce inaugural ball. And Saturday, an Oberlin reunion. I think you had a really bang-up banquet for your gals. What a lot of work it must have been. We're going to a club. Saw Dr. Taylor yesterday. It's a long trip over, an hour, but certainly worth it, and so glad he's going to deliver the next baby. It was good just to talk to him. He takes such a personal interest, and you just feel more confidence in him, a more fatherly type. You don't feel just like 1 in a million, but that safe delivery is important to him too. He says I'm in good shape and went through all the instructions, so I know what to expect. I just didn't like the idea of being knocked out and not knowing what was happening to my baby. Dr. Richards was so casual and so inexplicit and didn't act as if you needed to know anything about anything. A lot of girls like it that way, I guess. Anyway, I feel better about going to Dr. Taylor, and he did well with Mark. He says this time should be easier, and John can be with me during labor, whereas on this side of town the husbands aren't allowed in. Joan had her second baby girl, Claire Ellen, 6 pounds, 13 ounces. We just don't seem to like any names. I don't know what we'll do. Oh, our baby birds are all grown and gone. We saw them the first day hatched and until they were pushing each other out of the nest. Mark would talk to them, then say bye-bye and wave to them before he'd leave the bathroom. Night-night. Thanks again. Love, John, Ruth, and Mark D. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Good luck to you with your efforts in family history. If this interests you, finding, preserving, and sharing old letters, diaries, photographs, family movies, and videos, and interviewing elderly relatives while they're alive. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. So far, we've made 619 history videos in 7 areas: world history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. There is a donate button. You might consider making a donation so we can continue making these videos. You also might consider checking out our podcast, Adventures in History. If you live in Metro Manila, Philippines, and are looking for a high school, you might consider Restless Educational Center, located in San Juan, Metro Manila. We specialize in helping young people who've had difficulty in the larger traditional high schools, and the website is restless.education, RESALEST. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.